I'm rich. I build stuff. Usually the model on that bench over there, but today, well, figured I'd do something a little different, because, well, I tried making a little, kind of accessory for my other work. That little white guy right there. And as you can see, he's about as bent up as, well, something really bendy, I guess. I don't know. There's plenty of things like bendy like spaghetti, but nah, it's just wibbly, not necessarily deliberately kinked. But, yeah, so, yeah. I built the thing first. Well, nah, I filmed all along, and you're about to see. So I did this up in CAD. It's on Shape. They're free. They don't sponsor me or nothing, by the way. But I like their thing because they were close to SolidWorks. If you've got a CAD software you prefer, go right ahead. I'm not sure if I would necessarily call like Blender a CAD software, but I know it has its uses in the 3D printing space. Even though I'm not sure if you could make actual CAD drawings, like mechanical drawings with Blender. But you can absolutely do it in Onshape. As a matter of fact, if I went to create I could make a new drawing right there, and then tee off dimensions. This thing I think even does GDT callouts, if you all know what those are. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So, anyways, my plan was fit door in this place, right? Then have it nice and flat and pretty. As you may see in a moment, it's not going to be what happens. But this gave me a general idea of, okay, I need plywood. I need, this many boards. I measured some things as well. I measured, for instance, the size of my 3D printer, the FDM one. It'll fit in the, about, what is this, 2 foot, give or take? Nope. Yeah, 2 foot, by 2 foot by 2 foot cube of sorts. It'll fit in there. And as will down here, my full resin 3D printer. It will also fit down here. Alright. Oh, great and mighty camera not falling down. God's I pay homage. Let's get... Okay, before this editing session continues. Oh, great and mighty, not getting interrupted recording. God's I pay homage. Alright, yeah, that's my kind of joke. Except, strangely, it tends to work. Oh, I could joke about that, but I don't need to alienate large quantities of my audience. Seems dickish to me. Anyways, all that clearing in my throat, by the way, you hear is me having a cold. So what I'm doing here, anyways, is I lined up all those 2x2s against a other 2x2 that was longer to keep them all straight against each other on one side. And then I realized I needed not one set of clamps, but 2 sets of clamps. One to hold them down, and then another one to hold down the 2x2 I use as a kind of guide for the, I guess it's called the rip saw, the circular saw. And then I go ahead and I make a joke. I think of cutting some member of myself off when I'm using the thing, which we can hear right now, I think. Alright, here we go. Lop my dick off in 3, 2, 1. Rip, nothing happened. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm also mostly good about wearing goggles this time around. Okey poke. Next step. Next step. Besides knocking on that. Hey, they're finally even, sort of. Next step. Put them onto the long beams to make my structure. Okay. Oh, that's boogie. I got a little toy. It's not my ding-a-ling-a-ling, even though I'm holding it here. This is actually a little right-angle jig. I'm going to use this to get my things installed at 90-degree angles, for a butt joint kind of thing going. Butt joint, butt of jokes. I couldn't come up with anything then. So now these are the right size. I wanted this thing to be about 2 foot by 2 foot floor footprint, so that's why I'm doing it this way. And then I go ahead and I get them ready to drill. Big honkin' screw. Okay. A big honkin' screw. Screws it up by splitting the wood. It fits.
It ships. Okay. World's most unpleasant penis enhancement. In 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Okay, the male genital mutilation jokes end at this one or one of the next ones. I start not being 12 after that. I think it's funny.
Now, there's that. Proof that I can learn from my mistakes. First mistake, not having this under, rather and not having like supports at the ends. Second mistake is not drilling a pilot hole first. Okay. Okay. Okay, I don't know. Self-stigmata in 3, 2... Well, you know, so kick this a little further that way, huh? Alright, 3, 2, 1. Good, okay.
Hey, at least it's not a pecker joke. So, yeah, I say learn from my mistakes because I did one of these before in my Dreadnought Redux playlist series. Just to let you know, in case you're interested in other videos.
Okay, so that's tight, and that's a 90-degree angle. I had to use a nice jig that'll hold it in place. Lets me drill my pilot hole, lets me run my screw. Much easier than the other way.
So my big thing, I guess y'all enjoy it because you're still here, is I filmed the entire thing, and instead of, you know, just totally editing out bits, I try to leave more of the stuff that we just go through in time-lapse like this. So I measure the placement of where I put the jig, so I got a good idea of where I'm going to put the thing that I'm, you know, bolting down, and then I go ahead and I do the work of secure it, drill, all that good stuff. So that's about how that works. All right.
Okay. So yeah, basically, clamp that bit, and after clamping, then drill a pilot and drill a screw. And I'll have two of these frames right up here. Except this one's going to have something like it's off like a 1/4 inch, but that's okay. Not looking for perfection, I'm looking for working. Doesn't need to be perfect, it's just got to work. That might sound stupid to some people, but, well, if it works, it's not stupid. Alrighty. Might as well get some of that action of changing out the bit. You know, if I were smart, I would dug further. Now, if I were smart, I wouldn't have lost my drill bit in the other drill in the first place. And then I'd use both drills. I'd have one set for the screw, one set for the, you know, pilot. And I wouldn't have to care and do all this, you know, juggling of bits. But, well, I'll have plenty of time to think about that when I lop my dick off.
Okay, I think that's the last dick joke here. I mean, my name's Rich. Am I joking about myself? I don't know anymore. Okay, here's how I decided to put those two frames together.
So after some thought, I decided that I'd join the two halves in this stage like I did before. Because that way it's all standing up, I can move around it better, it kind of sets itself up correctly, and it'll be easier. Alright.
Of course, then I have to cough and recording. And then marvel at how much of my paunch shows through my shirt. Sorry about that. Yeah, you know how it is. You always say you're going to get on a diet, you're going to get thinner, and it just doesn't happen. Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I'm going to have to start doing that a bit more seriously. I did it before, I know how, it's just doing it. Anyways, okay, enough of my insecurities. So there I am, going at the corners, drilling all these into place. I drill a pilot first so I don't split the holes, and then I, drill the pilot. I, of course, clamp them first, then drill the pilot, and then put the thing through. And eventually I have this nice solid frame to which I end up putting on a piece of plywood to act as, the floor. And then I cut that to size using the jigsaw. I think it was the floor, but it was the first one I did. Yep, that looks it from here. So I cut it about 1.5 inch squares out. Realized it was a little small, so cut them just a little bigger, and then it dropped right into place. Then I used one set of screws that was a little short. They're shorter than maybe it should have been, but they worked for some reason. His life. Hey, look, I even put on goggles. So at least I know we'll be able to see me Okay, I'm going to stop those jokes right now. I think I'd stopped them at this point, but, you know, I'm 12. Alright. Outside of that, hey, if you're still listening, thank you. I hope I've entertained you. Hopefully there's some more jokes you enjoy in here, but mostly this is proceeding pretty close to how it was put in the CAD. Now, eventually I take a different approach. You'll see with the door bit, I don't do that a nice recessed thing. I do it as a more kind of open in your face. Whole face opens up because I wanted to do this the nice and easy way. And then, of course, the camera falls down because I did not pay homage to the camera not falling down gods that time. So you see, paying homage to false deities works, kids. I kid. I really do. Not a believer, but hey, you know, things happen, I guess. I don't know.
Let's see. Wow, that is actually really good. That is better than I was expecting. Okay. According to my friend the Bubble Level app on my phone, that's actually not nearly as bad as I'd have thought. That is not nearly as bad as I'd have thought. I'm learning! Okay, enough shaking the camera. We're all going to be sick. Alright, next thing's up. Guess I want to find out where to put the next beam on here, huh? That might be nice. Alrighty. So, sit you on my knee here. So here, what I'm going to do is first I drill a pilot hole about there, the center, right? There we go. Then I swap a drill bit for this little screwdriver bit. And that's how that works. So then I just hit the other side and then hit these. So then I hit the other side and then I got the ability to do cross bits. Alright, now I'll probably feel a lot better about, well, myself, the universe, whatever. Everything, I guess. Kind of looking up. Like a little kid looking up at what daddy's doing.
Da-da, da-da, da-da. Okay.
Now the hard part, well, I know how to handle that. Huzzah, I say. Alright.
And now I can immediately time-lapse through some drilling and some screwing things in. Maybe even some hemming and hawing about how to keep it level, you know, actually is it even level at all? And then you see me find a different way to mount another one of the cross beams, then drill the pilot and screw it in before talking about something I don't remember what it was.
You know, I was going to make a joke about 8 minutes more of baby after the tool fell on him vision, which would be looking down up. But seriously, I'm just going to say this is a brief moment of, if you bring your kids into the shop, be damn careful of where they go and what they're doing, okay? Cool. Thankfully, not speaking for experience, because that's one of the few safety lessons I follow. Maybe I should be wearing goggles. Now, I have plenty of time to think about that when I'm blind.
And then I go into some exposition where basically, remember, I'm on the funny side of the screen. We've all seen America's Funniest Home Videos. We all know the plot is someone fall down, get hurt, funny. But anyways, as you see there, I'm just, again, putting on more of those bottom cross members, making sure they're all on. And here we are. Forgot to turn the mic off for that. Hopefully I edited that bit of sound out. Alright, as you can see, there we go. Drill, screw in, and then repeat all the careful measuring going from there. And then I repeat what I did for that top shelf for the bottom shelf, if I recall correctly. And then I have the bottom shelf that I planned on using and located as such to use for the resin printer. And then I can put my 3D printer and my FDM and my resin printer together on one piece of furniture and shove them in that back cabinet after moving the camera everywhere.
Alright, so you'll see this. So I essentially just held this up inside here. Try to use the width of these 2x2s as kind of a rough ruler to get my kind of cut lines out. And that way, try to find an easy and quick way to mark up what material I want removed. So yeah. Okay, so why am I using this thing as a shelf? Well, so this is going to be my heater. My idea is to take a space heater, set it to max, or hopefully this one's just too dumb to have an off switch. Then, well, or if it does, it's probably simple enough for me to enhance sabotage. Excuse me, weird cough. Yeah, this is of course the temperature control, and this is a lot nicer than when I got the last time. Hooray! So the idea is I'll probably put that on the side over here somewhere, but that's really not important right now so much as getting that bottom shelf on. Alright, let's go do it.
And then we, as I mentioned, cut out those holes and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Proof is in the pudding. Oh. It fits, sort of. It fits. It ships.
And then I take down the camera and again say it fits, it chips, and put it down before putting in some screws just to hold down the bottom shelf there. So yeah, just to give you a little heads up, if you've watched this far, thank you. And second, probably more importantly, as I hem and haw of where I put the hinge, yeah. Don't go sabotaging space heaters unless you're prepared to live with the bad consequences. Have an idea of what you're doing and be very comfortable if you're doing it. The switch I mentioned would have been some kind of thermal safety. It's not going to be a good idea if I go messing with that. And in all honesty, thinking about it, I probably won't because I don't want this place to burn down. Alright.
Okay, isn't that the way? Like you do something, and then just like, the camera's off. Damn it. That's why I wanted the thing to, that thingamawhatchamits. The like camcorder thing that would be connected in and, would just hopefully be able to take longer footage, There's that, and then there's that. So this perfect. It's not meant to come out. This, however, is meant to let go. And as you can see, it should, with a little effort. Oh, what have we here? I think we've got it. Now I just need some, now eventually I'm going to get fed up with it not being perfect, so I'm going to, want some weather stripping or something. Yeah. Maybe I'll also, drill. That's actually a good idea. I'm going to lock it from the side. Okay. Alright. Whee! Oh, wow. Oh, it's actually able to move a little due to gravity. Is it going to move a little again? Okay, now, but that's okay. Sweet. Sweet. And that, kids, is how we build self-esteem.
But I'm cutting that hole in the back bottom part of where my 3D printer is going to be so I can actually snake all my cables out that I need to snake out. With the exception of the temperature sensor, which you're going to see in a bit. Then with that, I go ahead and I start putting sides on. And eventually I decide to, why not just clear that shelf and put the printer in.
I know. I'll be flipping it this way, you know, so kind of this axis will slide at you when I've got it all assembled. But I need access to these, and I'm wondering if I want it because of that, if I just want to do a certain other upgrade I was planning now, where I swap out this cable harness for something a little more robust. I mean, it's worth a thought. It is worth a thought.
Alright, so then I go ahead, I drill a few holes as the camera falls down, and I put it back up, and then I proceed to drill the latches in place.
Alrighty. Alrighty, so the question is where to put my little control panel for my thermometer thingamabit. And I want to put it right up here. Reasons? Aesthetics, the worst reasons, but don't want this to look entirely like crap.
And there's me screwing in some little eyelet hooks. I hand screw those in, and then I dangle cords from them. That's another way I do cable management, as you're going to see momentarily, and throughout the rest of this project.
Alright, so yeah, I put it up here to try to make it look kind of nice. Guess not, but whatever. So, as you can see, this kind of dangling cord inside, that's a temperature probe. That's a controller. And it talks with that thing down there. That's a plug that tells it what to do. That is the heater. And there will be another cord going up from the bottom, and that'll go in to power that thing. Then, of course, there's down here. So my plan is to have this look kind of nice in here, you know, because last one I had this like big gap up here and all that. Well, this time I built a little more sturdily. And, yeah. Huh. Oh, yeah, no, I turned it off. All right. Oh, sorry, no, I didn't turn it off. I opened it. As you can see, you got this thing nice and separate. Still going to go in when it, you know, is made to. This kind of helps guide it in. And, yeah, after that, then after I get that kind of calibrated in there, I'll print the things that allow me to make it into an external Bowden, and I'll also try to get things that allow me to do like a much longer and better cable harness. That'll, you know, be some sprucing of that up. And, of course, resin guidos down there. Coming right along, though. One. I got two more panels to add to there, and that'll be all boxed in.
And then there we go with a bunch of undercarriage wire routing and such. And then eventually you'll move some things around, screw some things down just to make it look prettier. And then you'll see at the very end of this, we're getting to the end of this, kids. You'll see that I have it all nice and hooked up. So one of the next things I'm going to do is print some things with it. Either it'll be, the first thing will be to further upgrade of that mount to make an external Bowden, like I mentioned. Or I'll make some camera mounting bits first. We'll have to see. Next week's a new week.
It's built. And looking at this thing, yep, looks like it's working. So that's good. I just wake this guy up here. I think it presses. Yep, wake that up that way. Yep, good. Wakes up. Shows you the display. And then, yeah, so I got the temperature sensor somewhere up in here, which is away from the heater. I think I already explained this. I know, not as pretty as that CAD thing I showed you, but in all honesty, with all my projects, nothing is as pretty in CAD. You know, or everything is, you know, prettier in CAD than real life that I've made. But you know what? That's okay. That's, you know, part of life. Imperfections, you know. But, as you can see, things should be good to go now. Probably go start printing some fun stuff. You know, like, you know, a little support for this piece, you know, to make the Bowden extruder come out so I can actually print really good by having a much hotter enclosure. But that is neither here nor there. Alright, so, until next time, I'm Rich. I build stuff, and time for the YouTube dance. So, like, share, subscribe, hooray! Peace out and hope you enjoyed.